All right, kids, this video here is going to show you how to make an infographic using the Google Drawing app. So here I have my blank Google Drawing, and we're going to take it and make it look something like this. An infographic for the dynastic cycle in China. You're going to use page 95 in the textbook to get all the information and help make it visual. So we got some objects and arrows to show the cycle nature of this dynastic cycle, how it starts, how it ages, and how it ends and resets over and over again. We have a little bar graph here that you're going to insert using Google Sheets and some sort of pictures to make it pop a little bit visually. So let's get started. Here's the blank Google Drawing app. And first thing we're going to do in the bottom right, we're going to extend this out. I found that as I made this, I just needed a little bit more room. Now they got that done, let's work on the background. So if we right click on the page, we get, oops, get rid of that. Right click, background, and we'll just make it white to start. There we go. Now for the next part, let's add in some shapes to get a title. So the shapes button is right up here. It gives us a variety of different shapes. We're going to start with the rectangle. And in the top right corner, we're just going to, there we go, drag that out. You can always change the style and the size later on. And you can even grab that just if we want to be picky and put it right on the border. And to fill it in, here's our paint tool. We can fill this in whatever color we want. I used red. Doesn't matter what color you use. It's totally up to you. And there we have that. And now to put the text in it, we'll just up here in the text box and drop one in, and we'll put dynastic China. And we'll just format this box to keep it within the border of our title. And there we go. And once you get it here, just like Google Sheets or any other application, you can, change the font, play around with it, whatever you like. We can change the size, up to you. We'll just make this one line as we get started. All right. Next thing, we're going to use some shapes to put in the cycle. Up here, go to shapes, and we got lots of different options here. You can choose any one that you want. We're going to start to show you with the circle. So we'll make a circle. And just to make sure my circles are the right size, you can just go ahead and make them all the same size. Just right click, copy, and then we can just put two more on. So right click, paste, right click, paste. Now we have three, and arrange them using the mouse pad. And just to quickly show you how to use the arrows, up here, the line tool, we'll just go ahead and click. We want a curved connector. We want the line to bend a little bit. So it takes a little playing around with, but you click on it, you get this little shape, and if you grab the other end, you can make it curve in a variety of different ways. Now to make it look like an arrow, up here at the top, first we'll change the thickness. We'll make it a little thicker so we can see it. Here we'll give you different color options, and over to the right we have line begin and line end. So we want the line end to be an arrow. And there we go. And I'll show you that one more time. So curve connector. There we go. So grab a part over here and grab one over there. So thickness and line end, arrow, and there you go. Oops, that guy. All right, next thing I want to show you how to add in the chart. So to go to the chart, you're going to have a blank Google Sheet. In the blank Google Sheet, you're going to put in dynasty, years ruled, and then list all of the dynasties from the Shang down to the Qing here, and the years that they have ruled. This is all from page 95 in the textbook. You're going to have to do a little bit of math, but if you're savvy enough, you can pause this and just put it in yourself. Once we get all of this information in, highlight both columns A and B from dynasty, years ruled, all the numbers. And once you got that all highlighted, over here to the right, we have insert chart. Go ahead and click on that. It'll give you a default one, but we want one that goes left to right. So under suggested, here we go. But just find the one that looks like that. And there we go. Now we can customize it a little bit over the customize tool. So chart style, You can change the colors, you can put it in 3D, you can change the font if you want, whatever you want to do. One thing we do want to do is go to chart, axis, and titles. Instead of years ruled versus dynasties, we can put ruling dynasty in China. And you see it automatically updates it there. We can change the text color. You can do a lot of fun. You play around with this, have some fun. So series, legends, horizontal axis, and so forth. All right, next thing you want to do is, you play around with it. If you find it, you can find a way to make the numbers show up. So data labels, there we go. The data labels will show you the actual years as well as the bar graph. So at least have those things down. So play around with the colors, have some fun with it. We'll make this just a little bit smaller. Now we got to get it into our blank Google drawing because that chart's got to be in there. All right, so we'll highlight it. Control C will copy it. And Control V will paste it on. Choose Paste Unlinked. And there we go. In order to put the content into these different stages of the ruling cycles, same thing, text box, make a text box, and just format it to put in the middle of the circle. You'll have to click around and play around with sizes and fonts and everything else that you need to know. But inside here, new dynasty. Little spell mistake. And you do that for all 3 circles. If you want to put a border around this, so just like we do in Google Slides, you just highlight it and that'll do the border. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, totally up to you. You want to make it a size that we can see without squinting too hard. If you find that you don't have enough room, you can always drag this guy over and make it a little bit bigger. All right, last thing I'll show you is how to put in some pictures. So just like any other application here, we go to the picture image, search the web. And from here, you'll find just about anything that you need. So China outline map. You find any kind of picture of China that you want. Say, all right, I'll just pick this one, insert. And there we go. And you can move bigger or smaller. One thing you can do with the pictures to make them pop a little bit. So highlight the picture, right click. You have this one, format options. So you can recolor it based on what you want for your color palette of the infographic. It's up to you. No recolor, we'll turn it back. And the drop shadow can make it pop a little bit. So choose drop shadow. Make whatever shadow you want in the background color. And if we move the distance here, you notice a little border shadow comes out, so it pops out a little bit. So you change transparency, make it darker, make it lighter. And that will make the picture go a little 3D. You can do that with anything. You can do the picture, the chart, the objects. All right, and those are some of the basic tools that you need. So go ahead and take these tools, use the information from page 95 in your book, and go ahead and make your infographic.